What's going on, guys, and welcome to the live stream. And if you don't know, I'm Host Sway from Host Sway's Exotics, and I make videos about reptiles and amphibians and how to take care of them, and just like that. And over here to my that way is my boy BPL. I get it wrong every time, yeah. But over here is my boy BPL. He's a co-host here, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name's Ball Python Love, if you haven't already known, or David or BPO, whatever you want to call me. What's up? You guys all know what I do. I go live every night with Hoseways Exotics. I'm the P and the E, and he's the E. He has the exotics. I got the pythons, and we're here every night showing you guys love and, showing some people's, as much love as we can to everybody, but, it's kind of hard to have like 20 guests at one time. So one guest at a night, and tonight we got a kick-ass yes, Dragon Whisperer, would you like to introduce your name? I mean, who you are, your channel, all that?
Thank you, man. That's like a pretty incredible opening there from you, BPL. I'm supremely flattered that you guys asked me to join the chat, join the live stream. Seeing a couple of you guys live stream. Josue and me have known each other not personally, but through our channels for a long time. We've chatted on Instagram, and I recently just met BPL, but I've checked out his channel. Super awesome guy, and like I said, I'm really flattered you guys invited me here. I have a rescue that I run called Second Chance Dragons. And a lot of my animals here in the rescue are in the room here are rescues, but I also have a lot of my own exotic pets. And recently, my father, who just recovered from cancer, who's always been an animal lover but kind of anti-reptile, just came over to my room a couple of months ago and fell in love with a bunch of my animals, particularly my chameleon Gandalf, and has decided he's not like a wealthy man, but he's got a little bit of money, and he's decided to invest in some breeding projects that I've always wanted to do, and he's kind of fallen in love with the reptiles now. He held his first bearded dragon a few days ago, which was pretty amazing. So I've recently acquired a couple of really awesome animals to breed. So I'm going to be getting into that. Like you put up at the beginning of the show, I've got some things on Morph Market now, but a lot more to come. So I can't wait to show those guys. And I also have been really, like you guys had the guy on last night, Fox Hollow. I've really been learning to do some DIY enclosures. And so people busted me on my channel for having some of my animals in enclosures that were borderline, size wise, and they're right. Like an adult bearded dragon, a 40-gallon tank is a little pushing it. I mean, that's pretty rough on it. They really need more room. So I've learned to build some big enclosures for good prices and learn how to do it good. And I hope that you guys give me a chance to show that some too. But I'm just happy to be here, man. I can't wait to chat about reptiles, share the love, share the hobby, and I'm excited, man. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, yeah, man. We definitely appreciate you having here. So if you guys don't know, make sure you guys go check out both these guys' links down in the description. And since you guys are just now getting in here, we got 5 people so far. Make sure you guys go do that first and subscribe to their channels, and make sure you guys turn on the notification bells. That makes a huge difference in our analytics and things like that. So make sure you guys do that for us. Come back to the live stream, and we can pick up right here where we left off.
Yep. I mean, we'll still be rolling, but you guys will be back. Yeah. So.
And you can go back and rewatch it and then go back live or, whatever you want to do. It's all good.
But let's welcome some people already up here. So Proper Royals, Joe, welcome. Sending your stickers out tomorrow. Spider-Mom 1978. Can't wait till Sunday, it looks like, to have you as a guest as well. Going to be a kick-ass time. DG Reptiles, got to have you up here, man. I sent you a message on IG. J&G, what's up, man? Going to have you up, I believe, Saturday if you can make it.
Let me see. I got a message back.
My Animal House, welcome, brother. Appreciate you. Sonora, what's up? How are you doing? Hopefully we get you up here as a guest one day. That'll be dope. Well, what's up, everybody? You got 9 in the house. You guys are kick ass. 10 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down. If you haven't already, please smack that thumbs up and share the shit out. If you don't like what you're hearing, still smack that dislike and share the shit out.
Sorry, you guys. I went to grab one of my little buddies. He wanted to hang out for the live stream for a few minutes.
What do you got right there?
This
is one the green tree skink?
This is Emerald Tree Skink Loki. This dude is so cool because he has such a personality. Like as soon as I go to the tank and open the doors, he's ready to come out. He jumps on me, and I can really like do my chores in my room and explore all around. And this guy will never jump off on the floor. He doesn't try to jump on the other tanks. He just wants to hang out. Like he's so chill.
I seen because a little while ago, Clint, he actually made a video. Clint's Reptiles. He made a video about those guys. And I've been wanting to get one, man.
Yeah, he turned me on to him, and this is a quick little interesting story. But so I checked around, and the only people that had any in stock at the time, this was right after I watched the Clint video that you're talking about, and I said I got to get me some, and I had a terrarium that I could use for them, and so I went on Backwater Reptiles, and they had some in stock, and I said, well, let me get a male and a female. Well, they shipped them out, and I was waiting the next day, and then they called me and said, so your animals were delivered. Are they alive? Is everything okay? And I said, there's no animals delivered to my house. And they said, yeah, we already got a notification they were delivered. And I said, there's no animals at my house. I've been here all day. There's been no delivery. So then they said, well, the delivery was delivered to this address. And I said, well, check the shipping records, bro. That's not where I asked you to ship the animal. And then she called me back and said, you're right. I don't know why, but the delivery was confirmed to a completely different address. So I said, well, give me the address. And she said, I'm not going to do that. And I said, well, I can go back and look at my email. And she said, well, we're concerned you may go to the property and they may have already received the animal and not want to give it back. And I said, well, let me tell you what, there are 2 tree skinks that are somewhere in the wind, and you guys may not be concerned about it, but I am, because the people that received them may not have no idea how to care for these animals and may not want these animals, may just throw them in the dumpster. I said, I'm going to this address. I don't care whether you want me to go to that address or not. So I went to the address. It was in a very bad part of town. It was in a very bad apartment complex, and it was on the 3rd floor in this back corner of the apartment complex. I got up the stairs. The box of tree skinks was literally thrown against the rail at the back of the landing. Like somebody had put it in front of the steps and just kicked it across the landing. And I went and retrieved it, took it down to my car, opened it up, and one of the skinks was alive. One of the skinks had perished. And I was very upset. So then I called FedEx. They didn't have any excuses really. Somebody at the last sorting station had put the wrong sticker on my box and put my sticker on somebody else's box. So I don't know why I never received their package, but I called Backwater Reptiles. They knew I was pretty upset, and so they sent me 2 more skinks. So trying to get the 2, I ended up getting 3, and the one I rescued off the landing, the porch in the apartment complex, but unfortunately the other one in the box had passed away.
Yeah.
So now I was hoping to have 2 males and 2 females, and I have 2 males and 1 female, but fortunately there's plenty of hides, and I don't think that the males are really overtaxing her or stressing her out, but I'm hoping to have some babies in there. They don't cannibalize their young, so I'm hoping real soon I'm going to look in there and there's going to be some little tiny baby skinks running around. And then I plan to sell those. I plan to breed them.
Do you have any ball pythons?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I had my very first snake. I've always had an aversion, and I'm kind of like Josue, like I just don't want to get bit, and and so like I love them, but I just don't want to get bit. And it's crazy because all my other animals, I know if I'm about to get bit, but I've seen people that are even the best snake handlers that say they're the snake, they can read all snake behavior, still get tagged, and I don't want to be that guy. Like I've seen Lord of the Lions green tree python light him up, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be that guy. But I went and got one, and she was a female pastel Mojave, and within about 5 minutes of handling her the first time, I freaking fell in love. Like, I was like, oh my God, I want more. I want more. I want more. And I plan on getting more. I just haven't had the finances, because now I will get a normal. You did make me feel bad last night on your little tirade. You went on about the normals being the source of all the genes, because that is true. We wouldn't be able to bear out them genes without it. And you made me want a normal now, which has changed in just the last 24 hours because of you. But I really want a pied. But I got that snake for $60 off Craigslist, and somebody saw it on my channel and said, I'll give you $400 for that snake. And I kind of needed the money at the time, and I was like, sold. But now I've regretted it every minute since I got rid of her, because she was such a sweetheart. She loved being handled. She never struck. She was a baby doll. She was beautiful, really bright yellow, pastel Mojave. And even Clint said, if you're going to get a snake to breed, get a Mojave, because they're so good with everything. And I sold her, and now I feel bad. But at Repticon this Sunday, if I see a beautiful ball python, she's coming home with me. She will be on the channel. So that's the first thing I'm looking for when I go this weekend to purchase. It's going to be a ball python. I really want a coral glow or like a butter, but I really want a pied too. Like, I like the purples and the pastel colors, but I love the pieds.
I got 2 visual pieds. I got clown, a visual clown. I have a pastel het for clown, another pastel double het ghost clown, both females. I have my normal female. I have my cinnamon vanilla, my cinnamon pinstripe spider now.
Oh my gosh.
I got my blue-eyed Lucy now.
Oh, yes, Blue-Eyed Lucy. That's on my list too. Just, they're so incredible. And Clint sells those. He has like his own like Laidlaw's Leucistics. Like, that's the only thing he breeds really commercially.
I got my champagne as well.
Beautiful.
I got a normal pinstripe. I got a pinstripe spider orange dream. I got a yellow belly.
You're in the double digits then.
Oh, I got 15.
Okay, all right. Now, how many do you have total animals, Josue?
Now, the question is, do you want to count species or do you want to count animals?
No, specific, like actual individual animals. Like, if you have three skinks, then that's 3 animals. Like, how many total in your room, or that you care for?
Hold on, give me a second.
Hello, Esther. What's up, Venom? OSMR balls, welcome, brother. I do got my Pac-Man frog.
I've kind of wanted one of those, but I think my first frog is going to be. I had a green tree frog, but I felt bad because it was wild caught, and so I released it back into the wild. But I want some poison dart frogs. I want some of the blue poison dart frogs. I have a terrarium that I had for crested geckos, and I was over misting it, and it had. This is crazy because it actually had straight up Eco Earth, supposed to be sanitary from PetSmart, and it developed mushroom spores, and it had a complete mushroom like crop grow in the tank. And the poison dart frog guys I've seen on the forum say, if you got mushrooms going in your tank, then your humidity is perfect for dart frogs. Like, throw some in that tank. So that's what I'm gonna do.
16. 16 is the number. I think I got it, or something like that. But see, I just got like 2 you know me, I got like 2 and 3 of like each kind.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I got like 2 leopard frogs, I got 2 Mediterranean geckos.
Let's just say I respect the boa because I want one, but I just don't. I know I won't be able to take care of it when it gets that big. I don't want it when it's that big. I want a baby boa, but I don't want an adult boa, so I'll never have a boa. But I respect you handling and things, and I'm assuming later on you're going to get it in your hands again today.
Oh yeah, at some point.
Okay. Oh yeah. Since he did last night, so, I mean.
Yeah, I watched him. I heard that noise when he went off camera, and I was worried for a second that he got.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. You struck at me. That shit scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I thought he got for a second.
But have you not been doing a great job with him?
Yes, but I have all respect for that animal.
Yeah, but it is all about confidence too. Like, they can definitely tell when you're scared. They'll try to pick on you.
That's a big snake, man. Well, he ain't that big, but he big enough.
It is. But you got a shot before. It'll just feel like 2 of them real quick. That's all. It'll be like getting your COVID vaccination at one time. Bam, bam, both times.
Because he tagged me one time already. He's
he
the
did?
first snake to bite me.
Oh wow. Okay. I hadn't got a snake bite yet. Getting bit by lizards, but not a snake bite.
See, my little lizards bite the shit out of me all the time.
I got a few crested geckos that if I catch them at the wrong time and they're dead asleep, they'll turn around and nip me. But my tokay geckos, because I weigh all my animals every couple of weeks, and my male, he would get me every now and then, but my female was like Pac-Man. She just and sometimes she would, when she got a good bite, she would just keep trying to get more and more of a grip and wouldn't let go. Like she always let me know.
Them tokays are something else, man. Because we had Hilljack. Hilljack was on here a little while ago, and he showed us his tokay, and that motherfucker just.
Oh yeah, they just keep their mouth open. They're just waiting for anything to come close enough. They never back down. Like when you come in their tank, they don't like run away from you. They're like,
wide
open. Put something where I can get to it, and I'm gonna show you. Yeah, and I had them just. They were both the ones I have were capped. I mean, were wild caught. They both were in rough shape when I got them, and I raised them up big and healthy. And I tried for a year to breed them because my whole goal was to have captive bred babies. I don't really care about, and I don't knock anybody that does, but I don't want animals. And I'm all about taking in an aggressive animal and taming it down, but I don't want animals that are aggressive all the time. Like that's not. I want to be able to interact with my animals and have a relationship with them. I don't want that kind of animal. Yeah.
Question from Sonora: what kind of lizards do you keep?
Oh wow. Well, if you guys will let me, if you give me like 5 seconds to pop my camera in my little small handheld, I'll give you a quick tour of the room, and you guys can see. Because I actually have 31, but I can show you pretty quick all of the runs.
Multiple species though? Or?
Oh yeah, multiple species.
Because I like, I really like those Euromasics you got. Because I've been in love with those.
Yeah, I have one, and I have one, and I've really been contemplating on getting him a girlfriend and letting him do his thing that way. I'm trying to figure out how I can flip my camera around, or can I do it on this?
Can you flip your camera around, BPO?
Yeah. So click. You see it says like mic camera and then mic camera.
Yep. I see where it says cam.
Okay.
Oh, I just turned my cam off.
You see the one on the side of it that says mic cam, like together.
Yep.
Click that.
Got it.
And then you should.
I got you. Oh, and it says facing front, facing back. Gotcha. Okay. Did that do it? Yes. Okay. Wow. All right. Now let me get back to where we were.
Uh-oh. Oh, he kicked himself.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. He kicked himself.
Fuck. He's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
So while we got a little quick intermission, make sure you guys go subscribe to Dragon Whisper and turn on those notifications so that way you can stay up to date with all his videos he's got coming out. He would greatly appreciate it. So go subscribe to him real quick, and we're back.
So what I just started the video.
Okay, am I back in the studio?
So what's in there?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys can see me or not. I know I bumped out. Now in here is a Savannah Monitor that I just got, which is a hatchling, and I heard you guys talking about these last night, and I definitely wanted to speak on this for a second. Here he is, if I can get a better shot of. He's in an older tank, and I really need to scrape the glass with a razor blade.
Yeah, I see him in there.
But I'm going to get him to move. There he goes. There he is. But Clint, on one of our calls, man, Clint told me that these guys are really popular now, and especially because you can get them for like $40 all day. But the one thing I found out is there's a tremendous amount of misinformation. If you watch a lot of the care videos for these guys, even Lord of the Lion, which I'm a little disappointed because I really like that guy, but a lot of people feed them chicks and rodents when they get bigger because they eat so much and they have such an appetite. But Clint said in the wild, man, these guys eat like 80 to 90% invertebrates even as adults. So when this guy gets like 30-40 pounds, man, he's going to need like thousands of crickets or dubia roaches or superworms every week. So you're talking about $100 a week to feed this guy, like easy. And so people, they don't want to do that or they can't afford it, so they feed them the chicks and the rodents, and then it shortens their lifespan like almost in half. Like it's literally like terrible for their system. So I've got it now, but now I'm concerned that if I can't afford to feed it, but then I don't feel it's right to put it on anybody else either. So I'm gonna have to find a way to feed that guy eventually. But unfortunately, When I got him, I didn't know that. So, but I did want to speak on that because a lot of people, I think, don't realize that they're cool animals, they're feeding response. But if you're going to feed them chicks and rodents when they get to be adults, you're just going to kill them really, really early and shorten their life. But this is Khaleesi, one of my bearded dragons. And this is Clementine, another one of my bearded dragons, which she's about to get an upgrade. Her tank looks a little bare because she's moving. Her plate glass for her tank I just built is coming in tomorrow, and she'll be getting an upgrade. This is actually, my little nephew had a PetSmart dragon that passed away from a terrible parasite infection, even though we tried our best, even multiple vet visits to save him. And I've got a video about that on my channel. And this is a beautiful bearded dragon we got off of Morph Market. She's like Het Wit Blitz and Het Zero, hypo, melanistic, and translucent. And this is Miss Blue. This is Miss Blue, and I'm fostering her until she's about 4 or 5 months old. My nephew really wanted her to have like a really good start before he took her back home. So she's probably had 50 dubia roaches in there, and that's what's left. She's been eating like a beast. But that's her little setup, and I keep her on top up there. And then and this I just got. I'm so excited! Like the biggest jar of her patches. Yeah,
I need that.
And these 2 big giant bags of Pangea gecko food. So this was my very first ever exotic animal, you guys. This is and I named it Arya because I thought it was a girl, but this is Apollo. He's my male bearded dragon. He's like 1 and maybe a year and 3 months, but that is Apollo. He's my stud and my first ever bearded dragon. He started this whole thing. And this is Clarabelle, I'm sorry, big girl. And now Clarabelle here, Clementine, and Khaleesi are all rescues. So they're all animals I took in off of Craigslist. But if you like you guys were talking about last night, like housing 11 bearded dragons, it takes up an awful lot of space. But luckily I have a really cool, my apartment has it's just one big open room. Now this is one of my breeding projects I just got. This is Athena. She is a female zero bearded dragon. I got her from Animal Ark, and actually Clint found her for me because I couldn't find a zero bearded dragon in the whole United States that was close to being breeder age, and Clint actually found this dragon for me. And this is Athena. And then down here, this poor guy's probably sleeping, but this is Stevie Ray. And I took this guy, he's named after Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles, because when I took him in, his owner, he was a rescue, told me he was completely blind, couldn't see. He was like close to death. He was emaciated. He was really skinny. And I took him to my vet, and the vet said, dude, he just has pink eye. He just has an eye infection. So we've given him eye drops, and now he's putting on a lot of weight, and he eats like a beast. And that's his enclosure. He doesn't have a lot of stuff in there because he still can't see all that great, but he's doing awesome. And then up here on the top, she's probably hiding in her. And you guys, if you've never used it, this is like some pressing stick adhesive tile that looks like hardwood that I get from Lowe's, and it really makes a really good bottom. Cleans up super easy, and it's waterproof. So
I was going to ask you about that because I was like, yeah. That's some really good shit. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's like $1 a strip, bro, and you can just cut it with a razor knife. It's got adhesive on the back. When I use it for the sidewalls, I put a little bit of super glue on there because the heat sometimes will make the stickiness where it's not so great. But yeah, it looks like straight up hardwood, but it's just peel and stick tiles from Lowe's, like vinyl tiles. And now this is my little female. I got her at Repticon last year. This is this is Chaos. She's a Wit Blitz bearded dragon, the other patternless morph, and she's kind of going through a partial shed there, but she likes hiding out in her little cave. But that is Chaos, and I call her Chaos because she's the only bearded dragon. She was a baby. She bit me all the time. Like I had to work with her every day. She would bite me every single day. Then here we have Calypso. This is another one of my breeding projects that my dad is helping me out with. She is a female panther chameleon, and I don't even know if you guys see her, then holler because she's super hard to find. She's the master. She's really here she is right here, and that's what usually happens. She's right in my face. But she is right here, you guys.
Oh, okay. I see him now.
And she's a female, so she's not quite as bright as the males. But I think as far as females goes, she has really incredible colors.
They have really weird hands too. Like
like it's like the kung fu grip on the GI Joes. Like that's what they got, the kung fu grip, and the way those eyes. But this is an enclosure that I built. I haven't done a video on this yet, but I built the enclosure myself. And what I love about it is it's all PVC, so it's never going to rot. And I built a folding down door because I've realized that the swinging doors can cause a problem to your animal. Sometimes they can swing and pinch your animal, or you run into it. So I chose to put the folding down door. And these piano hinges, instead of using the separate hinges, these piano hinges really keep the door like square from sagging or getting out of shape.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that on my next one. That's a good idea.
And then this smaller screen, if you use this it's like 1/4-inch screen, I can put crickets in her enclosure and they can't climb out. Like I can just throw them in there. I made the mistake on this with using a bigger screen, but this is Gandalf. He is going to be breeding with this girl soon, and he is this guy is like the most incredible panther chameleon. I'm not saying there aren't prettier panther chameleons, but his personality is off the chains. He'll probably not do it because we're on camera, but I can usually just talk to him and he'll climb right out on me. And usually if I'm even near his enclosure, he wants to come out. But that's another enclosure I built, and I have this misting system that it spans both of their tanks and rains on them. And now this is the newest thing I'm going to be showing on one of my videos too. This is a double PVC enclosure I built for my bearded dragons. This is a new breeder I just got. This is one of my breeding projects named Samson. I want to name him Captain Hook because he unfortunately got a tail nip when he was a baby. So he has this hook-shaped tail. But this is Samson, and he's going to be one of my male breeders. And see, I think the wood, I've got to finish his enclosure off, but I think the wood came in great. And
it looks really good.
I have links on my channel for this too. You can get this track, and then like right now he's got plexiglass in here, which he's already scratched up. But eventually he's going to be getting glass. But I like these sliding glass enclosures, and these are 4x2x2, which is equivalent to 120 gallons, which is, it's really a lot of space for the bearded dragon. And this is where Clementine, she's getting the upgrade. This is going to be her enclosure when the glass comes in. I'll try to hurry this up. People are probably getting like, wow, this is taking forever. But,
no, bro, you good. I'm enjoying watching it.
I actually picked myself. My bad.
But no, this is this is my ear mastics. I don't know if you saw the last video I did, Josue, but I upgraded his enclosure to a 4x2x2. And he's got this little cave now, and his cave in the back. And what was crazy was as soon as I put him in here and I caught it on video, he dug this little exit tunnel out of his hide, and he comes up out there in the back sometimes, right there by the wall, and pokes his little head up. It's pretty funny.
Dude, they are such cool creatures, man.
Let me get him out now that you say that, because what's crazy is that they don't have this personality, and I hate when people see Pyro and they think this is how they are. But the people that raised him had him for his first year and never touched him and never even went in the room he was in. They were scared to death of him, and like now he really he's just now starting to let me handle him, but he really does not like it at all. He doesn't have the personality, but he was burned. He had burns on his back because they had a heat rock in his tank, and he's finally shed all that off and healed all up, and he's an amazingly beautiful animal.
Dude, look at him, dude. Look at that tail, dude. That tail is what killed him.
And see how he does that? Like, that's how they'll wiggle themselves into rocks. And because, that tail's reversed like that, once they wedge themselves in, it's nearly impossible for a predator to get them out. And they live in the most unhospitable climate as far as desert. And I've heard of keepers that said they've had 7 or 8 years and their Uromastics never drank a drop of water.
Good Lord, are you serious?
Yeah, they live in places where there's no water even within miles. So I don't know why those lights cut off, but this is Ramses, and this guy's was my entertainment center. That's my entertainment center bottom, and this was my entertainment center top. And I made it into a double enclosure for animals because I was running out of space. But this is Ramses. He was my first ever bearded dragon rescue, and what's crazy is that this guy was my favorite bearded dragon. Well, he still is, but he's going through his puberty, first adult male adolescent puberty stage where he's ready to breed. And right now, he hates my guts. He wants to bite my face off most of the time. See that? He's in it. This guy come home and chill with every day, and for the last 2 weeks he wants to bite my face off. So hopefully,
yeah. Quick question. So Sonoran Herphaven said, just a personal opinion, but do you think there's a big divide in the beardy and the Uromastic communities, or are they both kingdoms in the same,
I think definitely allies. I think there's a lot of people that think the care of them, other than a little bit higher basking temperature, is very similar. Their personalities are very similar. Even if you saw me handle that guy more, it's very similar to bearded dragons, where even though he doesn't like to be handled right now, he's never bit or struck at me. He'll tail whip with that tail, but I think they're very similar in personality. And I think a lot of people that keep bearded dragons love Uromastics, and people that keep Uromastics love bearded dragons.
Same.
At least that's my opinion.
Same, because they're so close and similar in care and stuff. But I think the Uromastics are more a little bit more specialized, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, because they have to have a little bit higher basking temperature. They have to have a little bit different diet. They don't really supposed to eat protein and insects, so they just eat seeds and lentils and millet and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
and they definitely are more. They're not going to come out and chill as much during the day as much as they do like to burrow and hide and kind of stay to themselves. Not quite as sociable, but mine just has a really skittish personality. Not really the way the species really is as a whole. But this enclosure I built with these drop down ramps, man, because I wanted this guy or this girl to be able to come out because I really want to socialize with this animal before she gets to be a beast. And Josue, I think you watched the video, but this is my Argentine Tegu, and she was in brumation for 6 months, like never came out one single time. And I'd only had her for 2 weeks when she went in brumation, so I was really heartbroken, and I've waited forever for this animal to wake up. And before she went in brumation, the 2 weeks I had her, she let me hold her. I even took her to Repticon, and now she's growing like a beast and eating like a fiend, but she won't let me touch her. She hates my guts. She don't remember who I am. And so I've been hand feeding her every day to try to get her more used to me, but we're not even close to the handling phase right now.
Yeah,
But she's seeing some crickets right now, and her feeding response is ridiculous. Like if I even wiggle my finger in the dirt, she'll run over there at it most of the time because she thinks it's food. See that? So I'm still hesitant to just grab her up right now because she's got a pretty strong bite.
oh yeah,
But
believe me, I
but
know.
we're working on it every day, and we're definitely getting there. But she's an amazing animal. She loves her enclosure. It's like I said, it's a 4x2x2. She got plenty of room to run around and dig, and she's got her bath over there. But let's quick get this. And then this is Ninja. This was one of my first rescues from one of my subscribers. Actually, asked me to take this dragon in, and he wasn't caring for her right. She had severe MBD. She's got some really bad disfigurement of her spine here. She had to have her tail amputated because it was necrotic. But she weighed like 12 grams when I got her, and you can see her now. She's a big, fat little girl. And the vet said she'd never use her back legs because the nerve damage. And she climbs all over her tank, climbs all over that log. Like, she's so healthy now. She is one of my miracles for sure, because I didn't think she was going to make it. And then crested gecko babies that I hatched myself, my first ever babies that I hatched are in there. And then these guys are just some other crested gecko babies. But these guys are my lily whites that my dad just helped me get as part of my breeding projects. That little girl right there is
man, look at that little guy.
amazing. She is like, this is Godiva. And she's going to be one of my breeders, lily white crested. And then underneath is not her boyfriend, because you can't breed visual to visual lily whites. The babies are fatal leucistics. But this is Twix. He's in here somewhere, and if he's sleeping, I don't want to stir him, but he looks very similar to her. This is the green tree skink tank. There's 3 green tree skinks in here. Clinty and Leisha, named after Clint from Clint's Reptiles, and his wife is in that tank. And then up here, my crested gecko breeders. That's one of my Halloween crested geckos, Irwin. And then we have Blaze and Armani are in the 2 sides. Blaze is a flame. That's why it's called Blaze. And Armani's a pinstripe. That's why she's named Armani. And then down here in the bottom, we have Cheech, my leopard gecko. And because of Adam from Adam's Wicked Reptiles, I just upgraded Cheech to a Play Sand Eco Earth substrate. He was on the Reptile carpet, but now he has his own substrate that he can dig around in. But he's a lazy dude, and he always stays asleep in his cave. But he's a pretty little albino leopard gecko.
Cool.
Go back to sleep. And I think that I was about to forget one of my latest acquisitions. There's 2 more cresties here. This is a female flame breeder, and Irwin, my male breeder, but he always stays in that log. And unfortunately, I glued it to the back wall, and I can't fit my hand in there. So when he goes in there, he knows I can't get him. But this is my rhino iguana I just got, Achilles.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's much like the Tegu. We're getting there, but very skittish, doesn't really like daddy a whole lot, won't let me handle him. He will let me pet him sometimes, but that's usually the typical response. But I work with this guy every day because he's going to get really big, so I got to get him tamed down. But that's his enclosure. And it was kind of funny is I didn't think to put him a hide on the hot side, and this little dude dug his own little cave out underneath this slate so I could keep his water bowl out of the substrate, and he dug his own little cave, and he sleeps in there every night. It's pretty cool. So that's the room. Dude. That's the room. 31 reptiles, and like you guys can imagine, a lot to feed and take care of.
Dude, but I love the same tripod.
I love every single minute of it. Like, I can't. It never feels like work to me. I don't think ever. And it's hard to say that when you come home and you guys that have jobs, when you come home from working 8 or 9 hours, and then the first thing you got to do is clean up 7 or 8 piles of dragon poop. It's not the funnest time.
You ain't lying. Just having to come home and take care of animals and do this, third. And we're making YouTube videos. Yeah, it's busy, man. All day long.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle. And you have to have a love and a passion like I know you guys have, or you're not going to do it. And that's probably one of my biggest advice to people that will be watching that are interested in getting into anything that any of us do, is that you really got to do some soul searching, because you don't want to get into this. And like, if you're the guy that took piano, said, I want to play the piano, and then you took lessons for 3 months, and then you decided, I'm tired of this, then please don't go and buy a ball python or a bearded dragon, because if 3 months from now you decide I don't want this anymore, like, dude, like, that's just not cool.
I trust, yes, especially when you take care of your animals, of course. Well, like, your ball python's going to live 30 plus years easily.
Yes.
Like, so it's a long. I love dogs. I've had a dog. I haven't had one since, because he lived for about like 10 years for me, and then when he passed, it made me sad. So I was like, it kind of hurt. So never really got a dog again. And then at least I know my snakes, they'll live a long, I got 30 plus years with them. I'm maintaining their health. I'm watching their weight. I'm not overfeeding. I'm not underfeeding.
Yeah, it's like you have 15 kids.
Pretty much, and it's still going to grow.
Not more.
Plus, I got my oldest son, though. He's a huge help. I mean, my wife helps me, but like, my oldest son, when he's here, I can't keep his hands out of any of the tubs. Like, he's like, up, grabbing this one, up, grabbing this one. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's funny, even when I got the ball python, I was still a little skittish, like Josue was. The first couple of times I took her out with a hook. Like, once I got her out, I didn't care, but I took her out with a hook. My 7-year-old niece and my 12-year-old nephew, when they come over, I would go in the bathroom, and I would come out, and they'd already have her out of the tank. Like, they would reach in there and grab her, like, no fear whatsoever. Every time they came over, and it always blew my mind, like, why am I scared? And they have no fear. Like, they never had any fear of her.
So I'm actually going to ask Josue if he's cool with it right now. We're about that timeline. Get everyone with that amazing kick-ass intermission. I'll do it. You do the first. I'll do the second.
All right. Cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right. So as you guys know, generally we do a couple of intermissions throughout the show. We give out some shout-outs to all the people that's all in our reptile community that are all pretty awesome YouTubers, in my opinion. So, of course, to start the list out, you got my boy Ball Python Love, aka BPL. He's the co-host of the P&E show, so you definitely should go check him out if you don't check out anybody else on the list. And of course, we don't have Dragon Whisperer on there yet. He's going to be on tomorrow's list since he's on the show tonight. But we're going to go ahead and give him a second shout out going out to that. So make sure you guys go check out the Dragon Whisperer along with Ball Python Love. If you don't check out anybody else on this whole list, go hit those guys up and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications and drop them a like on one of their videos or something like that. We all appreciate it. So next up, we got two guys. We normally say these two names always together. They're one of our favorite YouTubers and one of our favorite live streamers. It's My Animal House and Iron Dog Reptiles. These guys do the Iron Animal House show. They run that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and they do it on different channels. And they also My Animal House does another live stream with his wife on Tuesdays, I believe. So make sure you guys go check out the Iron Animal show and go definitely hit that subscribe button as well to those guys. We got Venom Wonderful. He's another YouTuber here in Georgia with all the venomous snakes from here. He's a cool friend of mine, and we actually got to hang out and go to Repticon together a little while ago. So definitely give him a good shout out and give him a subscribe as well. And moving on, we got Derrick's Reptiles. He's a cool guy. He's in the chat right now. He does podcast style videos, kind of like what we do here. But he's had a whole lot of cool guests and stuff on his channel. So make sure you guys go check that out. Let's see. We got OSMR Balls. He's a cool guy with a lot of boa constrictors and things. He's really super into that recently. He says he's going to be getting some more, I think, coming up soon. So go check out OSMR's Balls. You can go check out some of his boas. We got Not Lose Exotics. He's another cool guy. So he'll be sending me some stickers in the mail. So be on the lookout for that on the live stream. We're gonna be showing off some new stickers coming in soon from him. We got J&G Reptiles. He's gonna be coming up on the live stream next couple days or so. So be on the lookout for that. He has a lot of cool venomous reptiles like gaboon vipers, copperheads, and other things like that. Super cool guy, laid back, and he makes great content videos with his feeding videos. Next up, we got Alberto Arroyo. Another guy that's normally in the chat. He does YouTube videos with his reptiles as well, I believe. We got KY Constrictors. Same deal with him. He makes YouTube videos about his reptiles and all. And we got Hilljack we got to get the last two, Alberto Arroyo and KY Constrictors. We got to get them on the show as well. But Hilljack was actually on the live stream earlier this week. And he's the one I was saying we got to see the Western albino Western Diamondback feed on camera on the live stream, and we got to watch, a live feeding video live stream. So next up, we got Desert Wolf Armory. He's a cool guy with all the rattlesnakes. He was actually on the live stream 2 nights ago, I believe. So if you guys want to go check him out, he's super chill guy. Like I said, he's all about rattlesnakes, from sidewinders, Western Diamondbacks, Eastern Diamondbacks. You name it, bandit rock rattlesnakes and all that. But yeah, go check out all these guys on this half listen. DPL, you want to do your side?
Hell yeah. So it's now my turn. So the first one on the list is Josue's Exotics. He is the E and the P and E show here on Pythons and Exotics. So you guys are here tonight. Make sure that everyone that's new, you smack that like button and and you subscribe and you turn on that notification bell to everybody here. We would all appreciate it. They would, once again, like Josue said, it would help everybody. It really does. Then we got Reptile Feedings. Had him on the show. He's a kick-ass dude. Definitely hoping one day he'll come back on, show some more cool shit. We got Spider Mom 1978 going to be here Sunday, I believe. Cannot wait for that shit. It's going to be fun. Tarantulas are pretty fucking dope, and other spiders as well. So definitely go check her out. Then we got Joe Chandler. So Joe Chandler makes some badass vision-proof cages, like badass ones. So definitely go check him out. Then we got Cold-Blooded Monstars. He's a good brother of mine. Much love and respect to him. We got Todd Autry. Todd does a lot of herping, has a few venomous still. If you guys want to know knowledge about venomous from him as well, he'll teach you and show you some things. Then we got Fitz Family Constrictors, aka Youper, good brother of mine, good friend. And then we got Reese's Pythons, another good brother of mine. And then we got Roz Reptiles, Chomp. Dude puts up some good ass content. Proper Royals was a kick ass dude, amazing ass guest. We had him up here. But he's in the middle of moving right now. Hell yeah, can't wait to see what his reptile room comes out to be like. And then we got Always Evolving Pythons. Miguel's a kick-ass dude as well. Hopefully we'll get to do the live stream again sometime. TNT Balls, we had him up here. A lot of ball python morphs, breeding and whatnot. So definitely check him out. Then we got D's Balls and Exotics. Good guy, has one retic, ball pythons, breeds his own rodents. Of course, he has Burmese pythons. That's his favorite. So definitely go check him out, especially if you're into berms and all that. Area 51 Morphs, he's a really good friend. He has a bunch of pieds and stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, and he's getting into his first season of breeding, and hopefully he'll get his clutch, And then we had Doug Monsters. Had him up here. He's all the way from Europe. Kick-ass dude. We have Mary and the Holy Balls. She was fun to hang out with Mitch, her husband. Kick-ass time. We also got Fox Hollow Reptiles. He was last night's guest. Kick-ass dude. And then tomorrow to the list for sure. We'll have Dragon Whisperer up there. So you guys make sure you guys go check him out for sure too. And his name will be up there tomorrow. And if you want to hit them with the next slide. And so if you haven't already, while he's coming back, there you go. Am I
Sorry,
doing the slide?
yeah. I was doing some stuff in the chat.
Okay. All right, so we got the Pythons and Exotics show. We are going to do the Patreon here and there, so definitely check that out and put up some content video. It'll be released to the public, don't worry. But I mean, if you guys want to check it out, it'd be awesome. There's 3 tiers, but we're going to lower the prices here soon a little bit. And but basically right now it's 10, 15, and 20. And $10 gets you to watch it, $15 gets you to watch it, chat, and merchandise guaranteed. And then the $20 tier gets you everything, plus you get to join the live stream and ask the guests anything you want for 3 to 5 minutes, and then, you know, enjoy your time. So if you guys are interested in doing that, that'd be awesome. Anything we do get from it, it's not going to our pockets. It's going to go to making merchandise. It's going to go to shirts, cups, gold, I don't know, a bunch of shit, stickers, who knows, mask, I don't know. It'll go to a bunch of shit. But definitely go check that shit out. It's going to be awesome.
Hell yeah, appreciate that, BPL. I was doing some catching up with reading the chat and interacting with those guys, so definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro. Let's hit him with the last one, the other one.
You want to hit him with the other one? Booyah!
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. So you guys, I got this one. So you guys want to donate to the P&E show? These are our Cash App and Venmos. So we appreciate anything that you guys can give out and donate to us. We're not asking for anything, but if you guys would like to donate, this is where it'd be the best place to do it. So that way, like you said, we can provide more merchandise and things going back to you guys during the giveaways and other small little things during the P&E show to help keep this thing growing. Appreciation to you guys, because you guys are the subscribers and you're the ones that keep us rolling. So we do have to show appreciation, showing back, and this is one way we can figure out how to do it for you.
Oh yeah. And by the way, with the Patreon, once again, we'll be doing a few, 4 or 5 lives on there a month. And we're going to pretty much ask each guest who wants to do it that way. If they don't feel like they want to, then we'll just stay on YouTube. If they feel like they want to head over to Patreon, and, we'll do that. So, and once again, if you guys ever want to get on that shout out list, all you have to do is come up on the show, hang out, that's it. Like tonight, Dragon Whisperer is hanging out, and now his name will be on the list. If you guys want to get on the list, your name will never be taken down. So we, down the right there's a list. Down the road, we're gonna have like 1,000 people to shout out, and the show's gonna be not only a 2-hour show but a 4-hour show, because it's gonna take about 40 minutes for the 2 shout outs we do each night. So you guys definitely need to check that. You guys want to get up there, hey, you'll always stay up there. Your name will never come down. Now, if you join again, though, there's the Patreon. But if you guys join the live again twice, then we'll have your name on a different color on that list of the shout out list, so it'll stand out slightly more than the rest because you showed us that much more love. That's how we're gonna run it. So,
hell yeah, cool. And we're back.
And we're back.
So who you got over there?
This is Athena. This is the new Zero female. She still hasn't gotten really used to me because I've only had her for a few weeks. But I mean, as you guys can see, she's not aggressive at all. She just hasn't really gotten used to being handled. But she's definitely a sweetheart. But I just love the Zeros, like that color and just the no pattern. And I mean, she's almost white, especially on her underside and on her chin. But she's a sweetheart.
Heck yeah, most definitely. I got to play around with one bearded dragon one time, and I fell in love with them. But I don't know.
They take up a lot of space. They poop a lot. They eat a lot. Like that, you really have to love the species. Like they're fun to handle. But I mean, like when I come home and there's big poops, and then like every other day I'm cutting up cilantro and green peppers and cucumbers and squash and carrots. Like every other day I'm cutting it up like I'm doing prep at a restaurant. Like every other day, and then I'm making like 10 or 11 salads like that every day too.
So Far Out Exotic should be blue. JW Gecko should be blue. Kaler, sorry, butchered your name. So sorry. Should be blue.
Give me a second here.
Notlu, what's up, man? Brad's in the house. What's up?
I saw somebody in the chat earlier asked a question about Rankin's Dragons, and I forgot to answer them. But I do know a lot about Rankin's Dragons. I haven't done a video about them because I don't own one. But I mean, they're a lot of people call them pygmy bearded dragons because they really are just a smaller version of a bearded dragon. Their care is exactly the same. Their diet's exactly the same. So if you just don't want a big tank in your room and don't want big poop, but you still like the idea of a bearded dragon, then Rankin's Dragon is definitely the way to go. They're just a little hard to find, and it's going to be a little pricier, but just the same animal, just shrunk down.
Here's my biggest question for you, and I think you already know what I'm going to ask you because my name. When are you going to get a ball python?
That's I was saying earlier. I'm going to Repticon, and that is the first thing Sunday that I'm going to be looking to buy is a ball python.
Now, okay. Is there a certain morph? I mean, you said something earlier, but then I said the bell, and you're like, oh yeah, that one too. So it was like, are you sure you thought of every gene you might want?
Yeah, like if the problem is that I only have so much of a budget this weekend.
Correct.
So I'm probably like, and my budget is in the $300 to $400 range. So I'm thinking I'm probably I'm thinking I'm gonna come home with a nice, pretty. Especially if I can find a high white, nice, pretty pied, and I really don't care if it's a male or female. But if I can get a nice high white pied, because I saw some for $350, $400 at the last show, then that's probably what I'm gonna walk out the door. But now if someone stuns me, because I've seen the market now is around $600 or $700 for one from a good breeder. If I see a blue-eyed leucistic for $500, I may scrape the barrel and grab that for sure. But I'm also really interested in getting a hog nose, so I'm afraid if I see a really pretty hog nose, then I may buy that instead of the ball python. But if I find a pied for the right price, I'm definitely going to get the ball python. And I really, though, I fell in love looking at them on Morph Market with the whole coral glow, the really pretty purples and oranges, but then I haven't seen many adults, and a lot of people told me like those colors don't always bear out in the adults. Sometimes they darken out or fade out. But I love the butter and the banana. I love the oranges and the purples. And like my girl does not like snakes, but she loves purple. And so I really think she handled my ball python one time while I had it. And I really think if I had that is beautiful, dude. I think if I had a snake that had some purple on it, she would be more down to be about the snakes. I plan on like, we're going to be talking a lot, BPO, because I plan on, that's the next thing I'm going to get into breeding is the ball pythons. And I want to make sure I start out with some, that thing is beautiful. Like that would definitely, I would scoop that up in a heartbeat if I saw it this weekend for the right price.
In person though, the purples pop a lot more, but on camera you see more of the high.
And now what is that? What's the morph on that one?
So he is a banana inchy 100% Heifer pied.
And see, I like the inchy. And see, now Dave Kaufman told me that a lot of people
no like dots on the banana. That's the crazy part. No dots.
That's pretty cool.
He does have just one black scale.
None of the alien heads or nothing like that. Yeah, I like it. That thing's beautiful, man. Yeah, now Dave Kaufman told me that.
The banana inchy 100% Hep pied.
Yes, dude. I love that snake, dude.
Dave has told me that there's like the coral glow though. Like some people don't call it the coral glow. Like some people just like the butter pastel something else, and it's still the same snake as the coral glow. So I don't know, because I don't know ball pythons morphs nowhere near like you guys do, or especially I'm sure you do.
I mean, I know I can't say I'm like a god at knowing my morphs, because trust me, dude. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I still have to learn.
That's right. But, it took me a year.
I got a good understanding of what I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what to look for now. And
if I go to the show Sunday and this guy says this is the butter pastel inchy, I'm gonna be like, okay. Like I will not know if that guy's giving me a bunch of BS or not. Like I know what some morphs are, but a lot of them I have no idea how to visually identify them. Inchy's one of them. I have no idea what inchy means as far as visually in a snake. Like I have no idea I could never look at a snake and say that's an inchy or that's not an inchy. I have no idea what it actually means. But I really want to. I mean, everybody's told me Mojave is like one of the best genes to have in your females because it goes good with everything.
So,
my puppy's like,
I have a I have a bell, right? So it's a blue
Yeah.
FBC. It's a super.
You see,
I don't know, super Mojave. That's what I see.
Right.
It has the Mojave head stamp in it, but it's all everything else is amazing.
Right.
But as for like what's different is like you said you like your low white pieds. I like the super high white pieds. Like mine
No, that's what I like.
White.
Oh, okay, barely have white. Yeah, see, I want one that's like really, really bright, like freaking like glow white, like super bright white with just like very small little patches of pattern.
See, I thought the same thing proper about it might be in a super banana, but also Inchy can take away the spots.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
honestly, I don't know. Like his eyes are really black, but his like your pupil or whatever, it's pure red. It's crazy shit.
Wow.
I just hashed a chloroquine, and I was curious if you could tell me if you think itchy. I mean, I could take a look, but I mean, once again, don't ever quote me like I'm 100% like Jedi master at this shit.
Now,
Yeah.
it's interesting you said that because that's something that I've mentioned to Dave Kaufman and Clint both, and I'd like to get you guys' opinion on this. In the reptile hobby especially, I think I haven't experienced it yet. A couple times at the reptile show, I did see vendors that I could tell these guys did not take care of their animals properly. They were definitely in it just for the money. They were just there to flip animals. So I'm not going to say there isn't toxic stuff in the reptile hobby because we all know there is, but I've been fortunate enough to not experience that a lot of that. But my one thing that I see a lot is that just like you're talking about, your ball python is het for this, and like when you go to shows or you talk to breeders and you certain genes that aren't visual or this animal came from this breeder or the lineage of this animal is such and such. There's not a real viable and credible way in this hobby to verify any of that information.
They're with hets, yes, because let's just.
Well, I mean, with hets, yeah, to hets to a certain degree. But even then, if somebody says this animal is het for this, they can show you a picture of the mother and father, but you still have to take the chance of breeding that animal out. And then, of course, you can prove it through bearing it out in the offspring. But if it doesn't bear out, there's all that person has to say is that you haven't bred enough. The odds are that way because even somebody like Brian, for example, from Altitude Exotics, who I think is the best crested gecko breeder in the world, the first to ever create exanthic lily whites and that kind of stuff. But he's even had stuff that was supposed to be like a 25% bear out in offspring, and he even questioned it because it took him 16 clutches before he ever saw one, and then the odds came back in swing. But there's still no way to 100% verify except like you're alluding to, breeding out the gene and then visually seeing it producing the offspring. But so I think there's a need in this hobby for something very similar to like the AKC, which by no means should be copied because they're a terrible organization in the way they're run, but something like the AKC, and I thought something like the North American Reptile Association, whatever you want to call it, but have it headed by a group of people like Dave Kaufman and Clint. And USARC, they're there, but USARC is mainly for animal rights and for laws and for legislation and lobbying against legislation. I'm talking about an organization that UBPL could send either pictures or even if you wanted to take the risk and pay the shipping, send your animal to this organization and they would have satellite locations across the country because I think it could be a nationwide organization once it got established. And they could say, yes, this ball python that you own, BPL, is a cinnamon inchy het fire, blah, blah, blah. And this has been certified by the North American Reptile Association. Now, in the beginning, obviously, it would have to be hard to get certain things established because everybody's going to be the first or everybody's going to have to prove their credibility. But I think in the long run, an organization like that would be immensely important in our hobby to start to clarify really what is what and what you have, and that people say something can be taken at their word and you don't have to prove it out. I mean, I would love to be able to say I have a hypo-translucent blue bar bearded dragon that was certified by the North American Reptile Council, or I have a butter inchy ball python that was sired by this guy, and it's been certified by the North American Reptile Council. Like, I think it would be awesome to have a body like that, mainly to just identify morphs and identify lineage, more like the AKC does, not for animal rights, not for legislation. And USARC is good at that, and they need to continue to do that. But I think we need a separate organization for that type of issues. And
so
even
really
to
just
make
to like
vendors credible at shows could be, we're certified by these guys. They could come in and make sure people are taking care of their animals at breeding facilities properly. I just think there's a need for something like that.
Like basically just something to like just to give you like a legal verification on what everything is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good idea. It's a real good idea. But like you said, like in the beginning, that's going to be kind of hard for everybody, to prove everything. Like, that's what it is.
I think in that situation, it's just a problem of logistics and like any company getting it started, because I think if you could get a group of people like Clint and Tyler Nolan and like maybe some of the other bigger reptile guys, Brian Busco and Brian Barsack and those kind of guys, and they could be like the kind of board of directors or the head of the organization, and then they could interview and vet people across the country, have a person in every state so that it's more convenient. And then you guys in Georgia have somebody from the North American Reptile Council that's in somewhere in Georgia that you guys could take your animals to or ship your animals to or have come to you. And then, they would be vetted by that council and they could verify, morphs or whatever. I think that it would be a benefit to the industry for sure.
Most definitely, but maybe that's something that maybe you maybe see in the future or whatnot. Because I mean, it's definitely something useful. But
yeah, and I mean, if you have to pay a fee to have your animal registered, then that creates the capital to keep the organization going. And I mean, if it's a nonprofit, I mean, a lot of stuff can be done through Zoom calls and through the internet, like people have had to do through the pandemic. So I don't think there would be like a high operating cost. And so I think it's something that could be feasible. It would just take people's time. A lot of the people that would need to be involved are already pretty busy people. But I think that if they all got on board, they could see the benefit and they would realize it'll be worth the time invested, at least to get it up and going. Because I think once it gets up and going, it's just having the proper names behind it, and then it wouldn't take but a few individuals around the country to do the verifications and to make it run.
Because really, that'd be like a selling point. They'd be like, "Yeah, this animal is verified by so-and-so." Yeah,
exactly.
That's just another hoop you have to go through. Another, you know what I mean? Just something else you kind of have to deal with, though. That's
True. But I mean, I'm lucky in my state. There's no permitting. There's no licensing for exotic animals. So I mean, there's, I have 31 reptiles, and I've not had to deal with anything. Now I did have when I was trying to get my rescue registered, I had to have Fish and Game, which I'm still in the process. But I had to have North Carolina Fish and Game come and inspect my reptile room. And I was a little disappointed in the fact that they said everything in my room was fine, but the brown anole that I had rescued from Craigslist by a couple that went on vacation to Florida, and this little dude had came back in their luggage, and they had never had a reptile, had no idea how to keep it, so they put it on Craigslist, and I went and rescued the guy. And this Fish and Game person told me that they were banned in North Carolina and that he had to seize it and it was going to be terminated. And I was like, wow, this is like a 3-gram little tiny lizard that eats fruit flies. He's living in a little 10-gallon tank in my room. You didn't even know about him until yesterday, and now you're going to seize him. Like, can't you just pretend you didn't see it? But he was pretty adamant and took the little guy, and gave me an evidence seizure tag and said it would be going to a biologist and it would be euthanized and put down. And I was like, wow. I don't know if you've had any I mean, do you have to have any permits or anything for your animals there in Georgia?
What'd you say?
Do you have to have any permits or anything for your animals in Georgia or licenses?
Oh, no, not really. They do have some permits and stuff that you can get. Like they have I forgot what it's called. Crap. Because I was looking into it, because if I was going to stay here in Georgia, I was going to actually get it, because there's one you can get where you can own the native non-venomous species of Georgia. But then that includes like alligators and like I don't know, corn snakes, and we can't have corn snakes because they live here. All kind of stuff like that. Then there was another one where it's a conditional species permit. I think that's what it's called. And then there's another one where they have another permit where you can get all the non-venomous and all the stuff like that, but they don't give out that permit like that. And you have to do there's limitations and statutes and stuff you have to follow along with it. We're like doing 12 hours of shows a year that you have to log and do.
It has to be for educational purposes. You can't just have it. Right.
And then you gotta you gotta send out to them and let them know what animal you plan on having. They have to come out here and inspect for it before you can even get the animal. And then once they give you the permit, you can go out and go purchase the animal and do whatever. But you gotta have all that stuff beforehand.
Word. I hear you. Yeah, I'm fortunate, but I mean, like I said earlier, I'm not gonna have any hots. But in North Carolina has I heard y'all talking about it last night, and somebody Fox Hollow was talking about Pennsylvania, but North Carolina has the most liberal exotic animal laws in the whole United States. In North Carolina, you can own a freaking Bengal tiger in your backyard. You can have a king cobra in your house. There's no laws or permits at all for anything required in North Carolina. The only statute about exotic wild animals like that reads that you cannot own or possess one of those animals unless it is in a proper enclosure. That's literally the way the law is written. So there's no species specific bans. So if you say my Bengal tiger is in a proper cage in my backyard, then you can own a Bengal tiger, and it's all really up to you. There's nobody that comes out and inspects and says that's not a good cage for your Bengal tiger. Like, there's actually been people in the county next to me that somebody owned a tiger and it got loose, and the old lady that lived next door had to call the sheriff and say there's a tiger in my backyard. And when the neighbors called and said, how is this legal, they said there's nothing you guys can do about it. And they don't even have to tell you that they own that animal in North Carolina. There's a guy in Kernersville that has a pet store, and he has a king cobra. But it's funny, in my county, for some reason, my county that I live in has an exotic pet law that just states you cannot own any dangerous exotic animals. And then they list caimans and one other species that I can't remember right now, but those are the only two they list by name. So then other than that, it's kind of up to the Fish and Wildlife, which I was kind of surprised he didn't think my Savannah Monitor or my Tegu were considered dangerous animals in his eyes, considering the recent bans and stuff. But he said he thought I was taking great care of them, and he wasn't worried. But yeah, North Carolina is very, very liberal. Like, it's kind of scary to me to think, even though I know they don't, that my next door neighbor could have a king cobra, and he could be some idiot that doesn't know how to keep it or doesn't know how to lock his cage properly, and I don't even have to know that he has a king cobra next door.
That is true. Like, the only laws we have here is like you just can't own any native non-venomous species of snakes.
Yeah, well, if it's venomous here, it has to be like the enclosure has to be labeled venomous, and it has to have a lock on it. But like I said, there's nobody that really comes and checks that unless somebody gets a complaint. But you don't have to notify anybody by licensing or permit, so nobody's going to complain about how you're keeping your snake if they never know you have your snake. We're like in Florida, you can have 50 hots in your house, but you have to do so many hours and get the permit and license. But then you have to notify all your neighbors as well. And I mean, they can't stop you from living there, but you still have to tell them you have all these animals. I don't know if you ever watched Chandler's Wildlife, but he just moved to a new property in Florida, and he did everything right, but all his neighbors hate that he has hots in their neighborhood. And recently he just found his neighbors flying drones over his property to try to look at his stuff. Like, they hate it. They've fought in the city council and everybody after he already bought the place to try to kick him out of there.
He's dealing with a lot with all that stuff he's got going on down there right now, because
he's living my dream, man. And Kim and Camp Keenan, I would love to have a bunch of acres and be able to live in a place where I keep my animals outside like that, and really big naturalistic things.
So Proper asked, what is it? He says, can you say what county you're in? He said he's in Rutherford City. He's a little bit further out.
Yeah, I'm in Guilford County. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Because he's from North Carolina too.
I'm halfway between Raleigh and Charlotte, pretty much.
Yeah, because he's up there from North Carolina too.
That's awesome. North Kakalaki represent.
He did say something though in the chat. I probably should read it though because I kind of agree with what he's saying. He said his opinion. He said breeders building their reputation through YouTube and in the morph market community and etc. He said that can be enough credibility and stuff. He said there's a lot of like snobbery and elitism in there already and all
Yeah,
that
I
stuff.
agree.
And that's a true
I
statement too.
agree. Yeah. And I really like more. I just started using Morph Market, and I really endorse them. Like I really like the way your emails go through them, not through your own. I mean, they use your email, but they go through their servers, so they monitor who responds, who doesn't respond, and even as a buyer, if you inquire to buy a bunch of animals from people, but then you don't follow up and never buy anything, then you get a low rating as a buyer, and as a seller that hey, this guy's probably just yanking my chain. He's not going to buy anything, so I don't really need to worry about him. But they monitor everything really closely, and if you get some bad feedback, you're going to get kicked. They verify you before you're allowed to sell. I think that's a great place to build credibility. I think that's right, dead on.
Spider Mom says she's in Davidson County. Yeah, so she's over there
Oh
too.
yeah,
North
she's in
Carolina.
North
So there are a
Carolina
lot of
too.
North Carolina people.
Yeah, awesome. I probably got half my subscribers because every time I go to PetSmart or Petco, I take one of my animals with me, at least the ones that I can take out for a little while. That's not going to do them any harm. And like that's people always see the animals and then they want to know about my channel.
So let's do something really fun right now, just for the fuck of it.
Let's do it.
If you're cool with this, let's do a giveaway of stickers.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So I want you to send me a private number in the private chat, or a number in the private chat, and then 1 through 75, dude. 1 through 75.
And then we're gonna let the people guess.
Yep. And
All
once
right.
he drops the app, you guys will win a Ball Python Love sticker. There you go.
So we got to do a giveaway, Athena. What do you think?
Now, as for Dragon Whisper, he
wants to see a giveaway.
I'm not going to show his address.
She said yes. She wants to see a giveaway. She said yes.
Dragon Whisper, guaranteed to get him already. So he's going to send the number over. You guys are going to guess 1 through 75.
Oh, you want me to send the number?
Somebody said
Okay.
You can do it. I'm doing something. I'm doing something in the chat real quick.
I got you. Here comes the number. Here comes the number right now.
In private chat, not public.
Yeah, I sent it to you. I sent it to you in the private one. Did you get it?
Okay, we'll roll with that.
Give me a second. I'm almost ready. I'm trying to get the sirens on the thing.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
All right.
Still learning how to.
Gotta get the soundboard right.
I'm still working with.
Man, I need to go hit up Fox Hollow, man, because I went back and watched the whole live stream from last night because it was kind of crazy, but my power pole right in my yard blew yesterday when I was at work. And when I got home, I was watching you guys live stream. This is no lie. I watched you guys live stream in my van because I have a power plug in the back of my van with my phone plugged in because I had no power in my house when I was watching you guys live stream. And I was afraid my van was going to run out of gas and my phone was going to die because the power company was literally parked at the end of my driveway with their like studs out on their truck, like all set up and couldn't move. So I was like blocked in.
Okay, so they are guessing. There is no private chat that you guys can see. 1 through 75. Have not seen a winner just yet.
But I heard Fox Hollow say he has hog noses for sale, maybe. So maybe I can get one from him. Maybe he'll cut me a deal. I'll show it off on my channel. He'll get to see it live its whole life.
We got a winner. We got a winner. Going back to look at the private chat number again. Yep, we got a winner.
Yeah.
We got Sherry Lynn Mad Cat. You have won. Hit me up on IG. Send me your address. I'll send you Ball Python.
How many people did we get on the stream so far? Like what do we hit?
We're at 16 right now.
Yeah, we topped out at 20. It was at 20 a while ago.
We hit 20. That's awesome.
So send me on IG your address and I'll send them out.
Because we're at 21 likes and 3 dislikes.
That's kick ass. Awesome.
Dude, it was like one live stream. Dude, we had like like 13 or like 13 to 14 dislikes or something like that. It was crazy.
Oh no. YouTube's talking about taking away the dislike button, which I kind of hope they don't. I mean, I don't like it when anybody dislikes my videos, but I want to still see a ratio of some degree,
Yeah, it helps out because a lot of people, you get a lot of dislikes on a video. I mean, maybe you don't need to make that kind of video, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe there is some misinformation in there that you didn't realize was misinformation. I've got to go back and redo one of my videos because I know some of the stuff I talked about I've learned is not correct now.
Okay. Sorry to do this to you guys again. So I'm actually going to do one more.
Let's do it.
So let's do another number, but Sherry Lynn Madcat, you cannot win twice in a row. Just saying. Like that.
All right, Josue, you got to pick this number then.
And
no, you the guest, man. You got to pick the number, man.
You got to pick. You do the number. He does the sirens.
Okay, here we go.
You send me the number. I'm waiting. I won't say it. I won't say it live. Oh, okay, I know the number. You guys want to know? $5. I'm sure.
Did you get it?
Yep. No,
right,
definitely
cool.
got it. Definitely got it. I'm gonna look at it one more time.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna take a second, but
That's funny.
Once again, just hit me up on IG. That'd be awesome at ball.python.love.
And since we got 16 in the chat, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below here on the channel. And make sure you hit that like button over there so we can get all the likes we can. And also check out Ball Python Love down below. He's the co-host of the P&E Show. Make sure you go check him out and subscribe. We got Dragon Whisper over here to my right. Go ahead and check him out over here. Subscribe to his channel. Turn on those notifications. It literally only takes a second. So it'll definitely help all three of us out if you go ahead and do that. Like I said, a second of your time is worth a moment. You know what I mean? Plenty of ours. Like, you know what I mean? So definitely, guys, go do that. The links are down in the description. Super easy. Just go down there, click on it. Boom, you're there. Boom, you're back on the live stream. Okay, the mic was on.
I have not seen the number just yet.
I picked a good one this time.
That's crazy. That's the longest that's been going.
1 through 75. That's a lot to pick from, though.
1 through 75. 1 through 75. We've come close. But no one's hit it just yet. I'm going back to it.
You might need to do through 100 next time, so that way we can keep it going, man. So we can get get more people in here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Also, guys, if you can't, go ahead and hit that share button right there next to this video so we can try to get all the people we can here on this live stream. We like to always try to keep around 20 folks on this at all times. It's real good, to get more people on here so that way we can get our name further out there on YouTube, get this algorithm pushing our podcast videos out a little bit further. So we definitely appreciate you guys for everything you do, and we love you guys always. Like Far Outs Exotics, Kara, Esther, Brad, Spider Mom 1978, JW Geckos. Like, dude, all you guys are wonderful people, and we appreciate you guys showing up every night. Patty, aka Solo Butterfly, Sherry Mad Cats.
Yo, okay. No one's picked the damn number. What's going on? Is this like a number? I'm going back to the top of the chat just to make sure, because this is crazy.
JW, nope. All the numbers.
Nope.
If you guys are just not tuning into the chat, we're doing a giveaway some of BPL stickers. So if you guys want to do it, you got to guess a number 1 between 75. It's going on live right now. So, dude, definitely try to figure out so you guys can win a BPL sticker.
No one's won just yet, though. That's
no one's won.
Part. No
Keep
one's
guessing,
won
guys.
Yet.
Keep guessing.
The first one went pretty quick.
Yo, we'll short it. 1 through 60. 1 through 60. How about that? And you can't guess like 10 numbers at once. That's 1 through 60. How about that? Lessen it a little bit.
we still waiting on it, guys. We got a giveaway going on right now. So make sure you guys sharing this out. Maybe we can get some more people on here so we can win this giveaway. You guys have not figured out the number yet.
We gotten close twice, but no luck
Close,
yet.
no cigar.
He picked a damn good number.
Did it have a fraction in that motherfucker or like what? God damn.
Honestly,
Shit.
like nobody has guessed it. And it's some people are damn close, but no one's saying that one number. And Kara, you're right near it.
Hey, god damn, BPL shit. You can't do
I'm
that.
just saying, like, come on, like.
This is the fun part.
Oh,
man.
there we go. There. Stop. Kara, you won 54. Wow. No one guessed 54 until now. Like, that is crazy. Hit me up. I'll definitely send you some stickers. Hit me up on IG. Give me your address. I'll send you some. Mickey's, yours went out today. Esther, if you want, hit me up on IG. I'll send you some. But hell yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, I guess I could have looked at the number. It was in the private chat the whole time. I didn't even look. I didn't even know what the number was till just now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could have looked the whole time.
I was like, dang, I wonder what this number is too. This would be a good number.
Finally got a winner. That was awesome.
Hell yeah. Cool. So I think it is time to get the bow out.
Oh shit.
Go.
You guys ready? Boa time. He's gonna go pull it out. No hook, no gloves. No hook, no gloves.
See, now you're reaching for the stars, BPL.
But see, you've been doing so well. That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe pull him out with the hook but you'll drop the hook. You'll be good.
Bullshit. That's a big ass snake, BPL.
Come on, dude, let's go. I want to see this boa. Move it. Yo, so Dragon Whisperer, how's it feel to hang out, man? I can't hear you. Cannot hear you.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I love it. I can't wait for you guys to have me back. I think he's regressing though, because I think if once you have the confidence to grab it out with your hand for the first time, you should just throw that hook in the trash. Like from then on, it should be hand every time. Don't ever go back to the hook.
The reason why he keeps the hook, though, for one main important reason, is the pygmy. I mean, yeah, it might not be able to truly kill you.
Oh yeah, now I'm not saying get rid of the hook and don't use it on the rattlesnake. No, I'm just saying for the boa. Once you get it with the hand the first time, just have the confidence and do that from now on. Just don't get it with the hook, because once he feels that your touch and he's expecting that is the way to take him out, then don't let him get used to the hook again. But yeah, I can't wait. I hope you guys will have me back soon. Unfortunately, because of my work schedule, I close at the restaurant right now like 4 nights out of the week. But I'll still be watching when I'm not here.
We go live though, so I mean every night. So I mean, down the road, and you're like, hey, hit me up on this day. Like I could have this day.
Yeah,
I'll be
for
there.
sure.
Like
for sure. I hadn't heard
any. Once again, I'll share you over to my animal house in Iron Dog, like I do every guest, and hopefully get you on the Iron Animal show. And
that'd be cool too.
All we're trying to do, really, dude, is build a strong community and stick together. And
that's what I'm all about.
And this is the biggest thing. A lot of people might want to keep their ball python lips. So just say ball pythons. They might want to keep them in a certain way. They might want to like a sea serpent's rack or a freaking beta rack. Tubs work just as well. Like everyone keeps, as long as you're able to maintain everything, who cares? Like,
yeah, that's funny that you said that, because my ball python, I tried. The person who had her before had already put her on live, and so he had only fed her live. So I tried her first couple of feedings. I gave her live, and then I tried everything under the sun. And Clint gave me lots of recommendations, and I could not get her to eat frozen thawed. And then when she started eating live again, she went on kind of a hunger strike on me, and she didn't eat for probably 2 months. And then Adam from Adam's Wicked Reptiles, he's the one that said put her in a tub, and because I had her in like a 40-gallon breeder, and he said she might feel too exposed now that she's getting bigger and she shed a few times, and if you put her in a tub, she'll probably eat. And I put her in a big tub, and she ate the very next time I fed her. And then but it was right after that I sold her. But I took her out of the tank and put her in a tub. Now, what do you do? Obviously, you keep yours in a rack so they don't get any UVB. Because I initially was giving mine UVB, and then a couple of guys jumped on me, and they're like, dude, you're hurting your snake. They don't need it, and you're just hurting it, stressing it out.
Yeah, seriously, they don't need the they're good with just the heat.
Yeah, he said they don't really like the light like that anyway. They hide in the shadows in the dark. They don't even like the light like that.
In their natural environment in Africa, they would hide in like termite nest.
Right.
That, so
look at him with the snake hook.
I gotta get him off of the hook first, and he's like so long. He ravels around everything, so it's hard to get his ass off of this damn thing. And I don't like to force him to do anything. Like,
you don't want to manhandle him. Do you ever watch nerd video, like Nerd's channel, Kevin McCurley?
All the time.
Actually, Derrick's Reptiles had a few of them on his live streams.
That's awesome. Like, I think he's the best. Like, I would only hope to aspire to be half as good as him about reading animal behavior and interacting with animals. Like, that dude is like the Dr. Dolittle of our generation. Like, he can tame down any animal there is. Like, he has some kind of weird innate ability. I've never seen anybody like him. I mean, have you seen one of his latest Instagrams? He tamed a freaking wild chipmunk. Like, he worked with it like over the course of a few weeks, feeding it and trying to hand feeding it, and this chipmunk will let him pet it. Like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Chipmunk, bro.
A chipmunk, a wild chipmunk.
Hey, get that hook away.
He's got him. He's got him. You need to go ahead and put yourself on solo right there so everybody can see you up close and personal. Right?
I will, but as soon as I get him off this damn hook. You want to get his damn tail off of this motherfucker.
That's what my ball python, when I'd go to put her back in her enclosure, she would wrap the end of her tail around my finger, and it's like she did not want to let go.
And he likes his damn microphone. Like, oh shit.
That tail wrapped up again.
I think what I need to do is maybe like let him down, he'll loosen up his tail grip. Because what he is, he feel like he's gonna fall, and like he wraps that tail around super duper quick, and then boom, he lets go.
See, there's a reptile rescue near me that's like a real registered rescue, and they put animals on Craigslist sometimes. They're trying to rehome, and they have a boa just like that they're trying to rehome right now. And I've considered many times in the last couple of weeks taking it in, but they say in the description that it has a huffy and puffy personality. So I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
See, that's just them in general, though. You know what I mean? Like, when you first get one, they're going to be kind of huffy and puffy,
and
because
I think he's I think he's a blood python, actually, not a boa. I think he's a blood python, because they've named it Vlad. They've named him Vladimir, or Vlad the Impaler, and they say he's huffy. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to get Vlad or not, but
I'd get Vlad.
They're just offering him for like $100, man. He's like a nice looking snake. They said he's got a small heat scar from his previous owner, but it's healed up, and he looks like a beautiful snake.
Yeah, and like, dude, he's long, like super long.
Yeah, that's a pretty snake. Like, his colors are really
but
nice.
You see how like he just dropped his whole tail? Like, they do that weird thing with that tail whip, like kind of like
that was weird. That was almost like a spider ball python's wobble sometimes with their head like
so
that.
Weird. Because if you watch his tail, like he'll do it again in a second.
That's funny.
Like I do not know. Like they do not like you touching it.
It's
see what I
almost
mean?
like he went to flick it up on you, and then he couldn't. It didn't catch anything, so it just fell back down.
Look at that, dude. You're holding him, and he went right by your hand. Everything's chill. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, you made so much fucking progress.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, but the tail whip thing is so weird, dude. I do not understand that shit with him. He's about to do that shit again. He's about to do it again.
See, you're reading his behavior though. You're predicting it though. That's what it's all about.
Well, it's because I feel his muscles.
Yeah,
moving
and that's
in my
what
hand.
amazes me about handling. Like I've handled some corn snakes, and they're like really almost like the bull snake that foxhound snake. They're kind of just they want to run around. Like you talk about your garter snake, you kind of got to do the hand treadmill because they're just constantly wanting to move. But
Yeah.
and they just feel like a noodle. But like a ball python, I'm sure is like that. Like it's all muscle. So anytime that animal's going to do anything, you can feel it like in their muscle. You know when they're about to tense or when they're getting stressed or when they're, it's amazing how much of you can tell just by their muscle reaction because they're like all muscle.
And I don't know, like if you look at him in the eyes sometime, like you can tell, like when it's like I can tell he has like a gentle like demeanor, like right now he's cool.
Yeah.
But then like whenever he was pissed off the other day, like he'll just look at you.
It's like you can tell they're sizing you up. Like he's sizing you up. Yeah.
But yeah, I've had him for like almost a year, and he was a yearling, so he should be getting close to 2 years old soon.
I think I remember watching the video when you got him. Didn't you get him from backwater reptiles or underground reptiles?
Yeah,
underground. You got him from underground. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember when you got him because I remember you like, please don't bite me when you were getting him out of the box.
Yeah, well, I was
the bag.
scared.
I think it was the bag that he was in, and you were like, oh, please don't bite me.
I was too scared, man.
I think in that, if I'm not mistaken, I think in that video you were like on the top of a tank or something, and like, and like, I'm pretty sure that like you knocked your snake hook down or something at one point, and you jumped, bro. Like it should, like you were already nervous.
Hey,
You're like,
I was
I
was on point, man. I was too scared.
Okay, so Dragon Whisperer, have you seen the Love Lock?
The Love Lock.
You got to know about the Love Lock, bro. Tell them about the Love Lock.
No, I'm clueless.
So, most people, when they feed their ball pythons like I do live, they'll use, I don't know why you're putting me on solo, but cool. They'll use so I use these for my Pac-Man frog when I'm doing like shit I don't want to really touch, like crickets or wax.
Oh, yeah, I've got those.
But with my ball pythons, when they go, I'll hold the rat by the back of the neck and I'll hold the head back fully.
I'm so glad you said that because that was one of your videos you watched today, and that what scared the hell out of me every time I did feed my ball python because she got up to like medium rats, and the second time that rat took a good bite on her, and I was like, oh shit, like I don't know what to do about that, but I don't want that to happen. When I seen you reach in there and grab that rat's head and hold it back, I was like, now that is pretty badass. But the worst bite I've ever gotten from any of my animals was when that ball python would not eat that rat, and I had to buy a freaking rat enclosure from PetSmart and keep that rat alive. And I had like the rat habitat, and that rat and me got to be friends, I thought, and he would let me pet him, and I thought we were chill. And it was probably the 100th time I reached in that thing to pet that rat, and he turned around and bit the pure tea shit out of me. And I mean, drew blood the top and bottom of my finger. I mean, I think his long ass teeth almost connected inside of my finger. And after that, I was like, oh, hell to the no, will I ever put my hand in there with that rat again? And the fact that you reach your hand in there like that and grab that rat's head, my first instinct was that rat could have got your fingers right there. And I was like, that's pretty badass move.
I'd rather it bite the shit out of me, honestly.
But that's true.
That's true. Instead of my snake taking the bite, I'd rather it bite.
I give you that.
Okay, here's the thing. People might be like, oh, that's fucked up. You're holding the head back. The minute the rat bites me, I want to shut the camera off and I want to break its fucking neck.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. I feel
that mouse bit me the other day. That mouse bit the shit out of me. But
it's just funny that I thought that rat and me were homies, man. Like I thought we were cool, and then it just out of nowhere, I rubbed it, and it dude turned around and bit the hell out of me. I was like, that ain't cool, man. Like that is not cool.
Nope. Like honestly, my rats, none of them have honestly bit me yet. I plan on getting bit by one of the females, especially because now, like, I'll just go in there and like push her away and grab one of the babies when I need to feed them off. If I need a
No,
pinky or of course, when they're weaned, they're on their own thing. But
right.
like,
Now,
especially when they're like when she just gave birth and like I take one from my frog.
Yeah, I saw that video today.
I don't give a shit. Like, I'll reach my hand right in there and just grab one and.
Bruh, I'm dead. Read the chat.
BPL feels like the one homie that works in the kitchen at the restaurant that always gets into
antics
and shit.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. Now, Josue, don't you breed mice? Do you breed mice?
We just got started with that, man. So hopefully we'll see how it goes out. Like, I want to.
Now, see, I'm thinking about doing that because I don't have any ball pythons yet, and even if when I do, which is going to be soon, get another one, I'm only going to have one or two. So I'm not going to breed rats quite yet.
Don't feed your ball python, especially if a male might be okay. Once again, a male might be okay his whole life on mice, but do not give a female just mice.
No. See, I don't want mice for the ball pythons. I want mice because I really try to vary my bearded dragons and my lizards' foods, my and stuff. And so, like, I rotate between doobies and super worms, and very rarely, every now and then, I'll give them some crickets. But I really don't even. I usually just give crickets to my chameleons, and the Savannah Monitor. But I would love to have pinkies because I buy frozen pinkies and frozen fuzzies for my dragons all the time, and they freaking love them. And it's such a great protein source, especially my adults, dude. They see that thing hanging from the tongs, and they're like, they freaking go nuts for a pinky or a furry. But I pay so much for them at PetSmart. It's like $10 for like 4 frozen fuzzies or something, or 4 frozen pinkies, and if I could get 2 and breed my own pinkies and fuzzies to feed my dragons, it will save me a ton of money.
If not, you need to go to. If you don't start doing that, go to what is it? Rodent Pro.
Rodent Pro, is that who you use? Okay.
Yeah, because I bought 100 count of pinkies for like $30 or something.
Yeah, most of my feeders I buy in bulk. I've got a doobie roach colony, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've had that thing for 8 months and it's still not producing like it should, and I never take anything out of it. I just clean the crap and I give them fresh food, and they're alive, but they're just not breeding like I thought they would. But I buy my super worms and everything else from like rainbow mealworms by the thousands because that's the way cheaper way.
I know most people would be like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But if you really needed some pinkies, I would fucking overnight ship someone some fucking pinkies.
Dude, my dragons love them. I think, but after hornworms, my dragons, the pinkies are the favorite. And I had a guy who breeds that I get silkworms from sometimes, and he breeds just barely enough to feed his ball pythons. He has a lot, but he gave me like 6 live pinkies one time, and I did a live feeding video. It's on my channel, and I put the warnings up, and but 3 or 4 of my dragons went right after it and ate it. But one of the females, like, as soon as she bit down, she spit it back out, and the little pinky was like wiggling. It was a little hard to watch for a few seconds. It was kind of brutal, and I felt bad after that.
Our boy Reptile Feedings makes some real good videos with the pinkies and stuff. He did
watch Desert Wolf Armory.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. He's one of our homies. He was on here last night.
Yeah, I like watching his video. At first, I didn't like it. I felt kind of unethical, but then after a while, I was like, dude, that shit's happening in the wild all the time. Might as well check it out. Like, might as well watch it. Like, it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, because, that's what they eat, bro.
That's what they eat. That's just Mother Nature right there. That's just the way it goes down.
In purest form.
So, you know what? Yeah, we always do it twice a show. Not to take away from you once again, Dragon. If that's okay. I mean, unless you want me to say your whole name, Dragon Whisperer.
No, I'm good. Anything's fine with me.
Okay. So if Josue's cool with it, we'll hit the second intermission, and then we'll continue the show again. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let me get it pulled up. Booyah. All right, guys. So is this part of the show, as we did a little bit earlier, we always like to give some shout outs and support to some of all these people that's in our YouTube community. These guys are all great YouTubers in their own special way, and they all deserve 1 million subscribers, in my opinion. So make sure you guys go check all these guys out here on this list. Hopefully I won't get bit while I'm doing this because I'm still holding the snake, but we're going to make it through it. So we got my boy Ball Python Love. He's the co-host here on the P&E show. Like you said, he has the pythons. I got the exotics over here. So definitely come check us all out and subscribe to both our channels. If you don't, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. But anyway, moving on. We got My Animal House and Dog Reptiles. These two are a common name that we normally say together. They run the Iron Animal House show on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you guys should definitely go check that out. They do similar podcast style videos like we do here on the P&E show, but they do it a little bit different, and they got their own special way they do it as well. And they have a lot of cool guests come on there, and it's a super dope show. They've been running this for a long time, and they deserve mad respect for what they do. So definitely, guys, go check out My Animal House and Dog Reptiles. Oh, Venom Wonderful. Venom Wonderful is a real cool friend of mine from down here in Georgia with the venomous reptiles that we can have here. So he does some super cool feeding videos, and he also has a pixie frog. If I didn't mention that earlier, his name's Big Nasty. So if you want to see a big frog eat a whole rat, I would definitely go check that out. But we got Derrick's Reptiles coming up. He's super cool guy with the podcast videos that he has. He's done videos with Nerd. He's done videos with the lady down in Gatorland. Brian Cusco. He's had Miguel on there. And he's had all kind of people on there. So definitely go check out Derrick's Reptiles videos along with OSMR Balls. He's been getting a lot of boa constrictors recently, and he's really got me into these guys a whole lot more. And dude, I'm probably gonna get me another boa coming up soon. I'm probably gonna get like some kind of like morph, some kind of like a hypo or something. Super cool snakes though. We got J&G Reptiles, Not Lose Exotics. He's a super cool guy. We're gonna have J&G on here coming up soon. He has a whole lot of venomous snakes, and I would definitely love to see every single last one of them. So you should definitely go check out some of his videos, his Gaboon Viper videos, and the what was the other one? Gaboon Viper, and I forgot the other snake. He has get a lot of freaking views on that because they got wicked strikes. But we got Alberto Arroyo and KY Constrictors. Those are two guys. We're gonna have them on the channel hopefully sometime soon, so we can get some views on some of the animals and stuff they got. We got Hilljack, like I mentioned before. He was on here earlier this week, and we got Snake was looking at me, but anyway, Hilljack's he showed us the albino Western Diamondback rattlesnake. That was super cool feeding video we did. Dude, like the mouse literally dropped in less than 30 seconds. So if you guys haven't seen that live stream, go back and go watch that from a couple days, about a week ago, I believe, and you can see Hilljack on there. Desert Wolf Armory, super cool guy who was on a live stream last night. We were just kind of all hanging out, 2 nights ago, and we were just hanging out, talking and chilling. He has a lot of cool rattlesnakes. He has a green Mojave that's super badass. He's shown the whole, like, dude, just you got to go check out Desert Wolf. But I'll let BPL take over.
Oh yeah. So once again, like he said, I am the P. He is the E. He is the exotics. He has a ton of different amphibians, snakes. So it's Josue's Exotics. You guys definitely watching right now. If you haven't already, please smack that subscribe button, also that like button, and share the shit out. It'd be much appreciated. Do this with everybody on here. Go subscribe, hit that notification bell on to all. And then we got Reptile Feedings. I had him up here as a guest. Kick-ass dude. Spider Mom 1978. Gonna have her soon on Sunday, I believe. Cannot wait for that shit. It's gonna be fun as fuck. Sorry for the language. Joe Chandler. Kick-ass dude, makes venom proof cages. Definitely want to go check him out for good prices if you guys are into venomous and all that. Cold-blooded monsters, good brother of mine. Todd Autry, Fitz Family Constrictors, aka Youper. Reese's Pythons. We got Roz Reptiles, Chomp Chomp. Proper Royals, he was a special guest on the show. He was a kick-ass dude as well. Always Evolving Pythons, or AEP, Miguel, kick-ass dude. We had him on the live as well. Kick-ass dude. Definitely, hopefully, one day we'll have him back. That message is blocking it. Thank you. TNT Balls, kick-ass dude. Good friend of mine. Definitely go check him out. Breeds ball pythons. Has a very cool-ass collection. D's Balls and Exotics. He has ball pythons, one retic, and he has berm. He likes his berms more than anything. Definitely go check him out. Kick-ass dude. We got Area 51 Morse. He has a bunch of pieds, and definitely check him out. He's cool-ass dude as well. We got Doug Monsters. He came on the live a few days ago. Kick-ass dude. He's all the way from the UK. Scotland, if I'm right. And fun ass time we had. We had a little bit of delay, but still a kick ass show. Mary and the Holy Balls, we actually had her, and we actually had her as our first guest on our Patreon that we're about to bring up. So definitely go check that out if you haven't. And then we got Fox Dog Reptiles. That was last night's guest. And last but not least, and we'll be on the list tomorrow, we got Dragon Whispers. So Dragon's Whispers link is in the description. So if you guys haven't already, go down in this description just for a second, click on his channel. You'll still be able to hear the show, and just smack that like or subscribe button and turn it on, the notification bell on to all. That way you stay up to date to everything he does and everything he puts out. And yeah, let's move on to the next one, and Josue will take over.
All right, guys. So as you guys know, we do got a Patreon that we've been trying to get together, and we've been working step by step to make sure we're getting everything running right. We've got everything settled out. We're just working on getting some prices and changing things around so we make it more affordable for you guys. But if you like to get on there, I would start out with at least with the $10 tier. The $10 tier gets you access to the live stream, and we'll work on the other stuff that you'll be able to do with that. But I would definitely start out with that one, so that way you can at least see what we got going on. We did a real cool interview with Mary's Pythons and Exotic Balls.
No, Mary Python and the Holy Balls.
Mary Pythons and the Holy Balls. I'm sorry, my bad. But yeah, we did a real cool interview with her and Mitch. I believe Mitch, right?
Yep.
And dude, yeah, super cool guys. We probably like have them up here again and like just chill with them. Like I loved every minute we spoke with them. They showed us a lot of cool snakes, and really just hanging out was just enough for me. Like we met a lot of cool people on YouTube this way. So definitely, you guys go check out the Patreon. Like I said, it's $10 join the Patreon, and like BPL stated earlier, any money that we get that we do from the giveaway, like I said, the giveaways and stuff, like we want to do more of that kind of stuff, and that'll definitely help us to get more merchandise and get more things so we can put back into the show for you guys. So that way we can at least give back to you guys, because you guys do support us, and you guys are what keep the P&E show running. So we definitely appreciate everything you guys do, and go check out our Patreon.
Hell yeah. Once again, 10, 15, and 20. So $10 tier gets you to watch it. 15 gets you to watch it and be able to comment during the whole live. And you'll guarantee get merchandise, and $20 will get you everything. Plus, no matter who the guest is, you get to come up and ask whatever question you want from 3 to 5 minutes. So definitely check it out, because trust me, you never know who's next up there, because every night, I mean, if Dragon's down, I mean, we can always move to Patreon, and you guys want to check that out, like, that's where we'll be. And like, once again, once we go to Patreon, though, there are rules. Camera can never go off. Mic can never be muted. So
there's a lot of adult content goes on Patreon, so that's stuff that you can't see on here.
Yes, you'll see everything that you can't see on YouTube.
Huh. Interesting.
Nothing like obscene or anything, but just adult content.
You're not going to see someone snorting cocaine or something, but like, just keep it real. I mean, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no like. So every time I turned off my camera to go have a cigarette or whatever, that can't happen on Patreon. Everything rolls, so mic can't be turned off, no muting, no camera off, none of that shit.
It's not OnlyFans, so you ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah, it's not OnlyFans.
No nudity, anything like that. But
I just figured that'd be funny. I just throw that in there.
Oh, yeah.
I will have to say that all of my animals will be nude. None of them will wear clothes at this point.
Well,
fair enough.
I do have I'll take that back. I do have some Christmas little capes and wings that look like elves and Santa Claus that I put on the dragons at Christmas to take pictures. It's kind of cute.
You said, what's the next species of lizard that you would be interested in getting from Sonoran Herphaven?
Well, I've always wanted a croc monitor because I'm so jealous of the one that Camp Keenan has. But now I'm scared to death after seeing Tom Crutchfield, who's like probably one of the best and oldest. He's like the OG of our hobby. That guy probably has more dangerous animals that he's hand raised. You know, he's got a huge place in Florida, but he got bit by one of his croc monitors that he's had like his whole life, and it like straight mauled his hand. And he said he'd never put his hand near one again, even after raising them his whole life. So I'm taking that one off the list. But right now I'm actually in the market, and I'm actively searching for a pair of satanic leaf-tailed geckos, the Europlatus fantasticus. I can't wait. As soon as I find some, I already got the money set aside, but they're just impossible to find right
You said
now.
the leaf-tailed geckos?
Yeah, and not like
Yeah.
the mossy-tailed leaf tails, but the satanic Europlatus fantasticus. Like they have, oh my gosh! Like I've seen some with actual real holes in their tails just for that to look more realistic, and like bite marks from insects on the edge of their tails. Like they're just incredible looking creatures. Yeah, a Reptiliatus. He's a YouTuber I watch a lot. He has a couple of pairs, and he just hatched out some babies too, and I just think they're amazing animals. That's the one I'm most likely to buy next, besides the ball python that I hope to buy this weekend.
I hope to see it,
Right on.
man. Ball
Yeah, I hope
pythons are
you.
super dope snakes.
Come on, man. You gotta get a ball python.
I can't wait.
Got
Hopefully
to.
next time I'm on the live stream, I'll have a ball around my neck.
'Cause you know what I mean? Like I feel like I don't know. You should at least have a ball python. Like if you ever
Oh,
decide
I'm
to get
gonna
like a
breed
bigger
them. Like
snake,
I've already decided, I'm definitely gonna breed them. I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely money in it. There's a lot of fun in doing it, so I'm definitely gonna breed them eventually. And plus, like, I mean, you guys see I have 11 bearded dragons take almost one wall of my room, but I can have a ball python rack that will take up one of my building dragon racks and have like
yeah.
10 or 12 ball pythons in there. So it's
But
definitely in the
then
future for sure.
even boas, like I mean, you should at least get one boa constrictor. I would not recommend getting two of those though. You can keep
No,
all
no,
that.
I'm gonna have a boa, but I'm gonna try to focus on one of the species like the rainbows or the one of the ones that stay around the 7 to 8 foot mark. I don't ever want
Yeah.
to have an animal that I got to have somebody else over here to help me handle.
Well, see,
Just because that's
yeah,
too much.
because they can get up to about 12 feet long, but they can get
Yeah, I
pretty
mean,
big.
like Adam from Wicked Reptiles, he has one that's like 12 feet, and he said he won't handle it without somebody in the room with him, just in case. I mean, unfortunately, the reality is a 12-foot python. I mean, it may not, but it can kill you. I mean, and it might not eat you, but it can definitely kill you. I mean, it'll choke you out or at least asphyxiate you until you're done. And what's really funny is that I've been a commercial fisherman in Alaska for a while. I was in the military, so I've got a little bit of that macho gung ho-ness in me. And I was ignorant as hell, admittedly, to think that if I went into the swamps of Florida or I went to the jungle somewhere and an anaconda or a big berm got a hold of me, then I would just pull out my Rambo survival knife and I would cut his ass in half. And like, he's not going to kill me. Like the man is going to win that battle. Like, I don't care. And then I watched the guy get wrapped up by one, and his hands were like, his arms were locked at his side, and he could have had King Arthur's sword and he wasn't going to get it out of the sheath and use it. Like, he is going to die with that snake around him. And then I thought,
yeah.
wow, how ignorant am I to think that I might could defend myself against a snake that big? Because if he gets you the right way, you're not going to get to a weapon and you're not going to be able to react.
And that's the main thing. You have to get him in a good position.
I just got to say this. You said a certain name. So Josue, I think knows already. My last name is Rambo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Even though you spell it the French way, which is cool. But, yeah, but so yeah, I always thought if a big snake attacked me, I would just have a knife close by. And then I saw a guy get attacked, and there was no way he was getting to a knife, and I was like, didn't think about that.
Yeah, because them things right there ain't no joke, man.
I mean, if
but
they pin your
a lot
arms
of times,
down,
like they won't like. Well, it depends on the situation.
Right.
It
Now,
depends on
see,
the
most of the
situation.
time it's just a bluff, but I've seen like Kevin McCurley. He has one of his videos where he's talking about ways to read snake behavior and how not to interact with your snake. And one of the big things that I hear a lot of the breeders talk about is that you want to make sure that your snake knows between feeding time and interacting time.
I want to be honest with you. So see, with me, there is no feeding time, interacting time. Like there
Really?
isn't with that. I'm going to be honest. So this is what I do with my ball pythons because, I'll feed them a size, of course, not too big, but not too small for them, of course. But and within the 2 days they eat, I leave them alone for 48 hours. After that, every day they're handled. They're handled every
Well,
day.
now see, I will have to say with ball pythons, I think it's probably a little different just because of their temperament. Because now, even with my ball, I would reach in her tank and like she stayed inside of her cave a lot, and I would just pull her cave off and reach right in there and grab her, and she never minded. And even right after she ate, I would still handle her. But I think boas and some of the other snakes, they can be different in the fact that if they're ready to eat, and you're going in there to handle them, they can decide to light you up, but it's just because they think you're food, not because they're being aggressive or defensive.
So no,
like
actually, here's one I'm about to show you. He's in my hand. His name's Aries. He's my male pied visual. He lit me up at least a good 60 times by the time I've had him in the last 3 months. But
wow.
the last month, no. So it's not that he's aggressive. He's just super defensive. So, but because I spend time with him every day, yes, I got bit at least 60 times. I'm pretty sure if I go right in front of his face, he's going to fucking bite me. And it's cool if he does, like him. But at the same time, like, dude, I don't want to sell when I get into breeding something that's going to do that. Like, I'd rather hold that one back and get it handleable with people. And that way, when it does go to somebody, it doesn't like, oh, this, like, once again, like, he is once again, I'm in the super low white pieds. But, like, I mean, he's bit me at least a good 60 times. But now, dude, like, he's chill. Like, he moves around. He doesn't, like, focus on me. Like, I can hold my, like, his face is right there. Now I'm, like, able to do it. Like, I mean, he goes back. He's a little nervous still, but he still hasn't bit me in the last, like, 30 days, surprisingly. But
well, the one video I saw on Kevin McCurley, this woman, she it had probably been like 2 or 3 weeks past the feeding time for this retic she had, and it was like a good 8 or 9 feet. And like she opened the top of the enclosure and reached her hand to reach in there and get that snake. And I mean, it immediately grabbed her arm and wrapped her arm. And I mean, he thought he was getting fed. Like you could tell, it was not like he was trying to take. He thought that was food coming in there.
Yeah.
And like, and she was lucky that she had somebody there because she could not get that snake off of her by herself. And it did some damage, man. She had to go get some stitches. It got her arm pretty good. They had to like almost pull it off of her, pry the jaws off. It was not going to let go. And I thought, wow, if I was by myself and a 9 or 10 foot snake got me like that, like, what would I do?
Not only that, the teeth on those snakes is like unreal.
By the time they're that big, it's like it's big. Like you're gonna go, even if it hits and comes right off, then you're just gonna have some puncture wounds. But if it shakes or pulls back and it's gonna rip flesh. Like you're gonna have some stitches or staples.
Because even this little guy, like, you know what I mean? His teeth ain't that big, but eventually, whenever he gets full grown, it might be a little bit more worrisome.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like when I gotten him from a young age, like I'd gotten him and his sister at a young age. I think they were like maybe 2 months old when I got him. He's always been from day one that little prick. As soon as I even did everything, because I drove all the way to San Diego and drove back, and once I pulled him out, and he was still in the little tub container that was holding him for the moment, like. He still struck at me through that. Like he was trying to get me multiple times. I'm like, what the fuck?
Now, is that something that's pieds are like? I mean, is that relative to pied morph? Because even at the shows, I see guys that are handling pieds talk about, oh, I think he's about to light me up. Like, is that just something that their morph is more prone to? Because that's the only ball python morph I've ever heard of people talking about that.
Maybe I'm not. Don't quote me once again. Don't quote me 100% on that. But possibility, yes.
Because you're like at least one of a handful of people that I've heard talk about pieds being that way, but I've never seen any other ball python morph act that way.
So like the banana I showed you earlier, the banana inchy 100% het for pied. Like he only is het for 100% though, 100% het, but he's only het for pied. But yet he in the beginning he tagged me at least like 6 times.
Yeah, see, the only people I know, I mean, I know people have been bitten by snakes, but the only people I know that have been bitten by ball pythons, every single instance, it was a pied.
So my female though, the sister, the one I just showed you, she's never bit me. She's super calm. I could touch her on the head. She doesn't flinch.
Well, it's funny you said that because almost every, I think, I don't know the sex of one, but 4 of the people that I know have been bitten by ball pythons were male pieds.
Yep.
So maybe that's the thing.
I don't know. That's a valid question though. I mean, I don't know. That'd be something to look at.
My zero bearded dragon was the only, or my wit blitz bearded dragon was the only bearded dragon I've ever had that was feisty and aggressive as a baby. And when I talked to breeders, they said, "Yeah, man, like at least 8 out of 10 wit blitz are jerks when they're juveniles." And I think it's something to do with the morph, does something with their brain too. But luckily, they're intelligent enough, just like the ball python. They're intelligent enough that you can tame it out of them regardless. Like you said, it's just working with them.
Yeah.
Like, and see, Josue, I heard you mention that you wanted to get that, you know, constrictor boa as not as a baby. You didn't want to go through that phase. But if I think like a green tree python or jungle carpet python, like they're all species I think I might own one day, and I know they have a reputation for being somewhat of a biter. Like a green tree python, you've seen, I'm sure they've got some teeth on them bad boys.
Yeah.
And so I'm think that a baby and a hatchling is like the way I want to go, because I want to make sure our bonding time as long as possible. And if it is going to tag me, I'd much rather get bitten by like a 2-foot green tree python than like a 4 or 5 foot green tree python.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
and that I know. It's just that baby.
I think I'm gonna get babies. And see, it's funny because that's the only time my girl thinks a snake is cute is when it's a baby. She thinks baby everything are cute.
With that milk snake, like it was so hard because first of all, I had to find that little old snake in the enclosure because it would be buried all over the place.
It was the same way, man. Like it was like finding a spaghetti noodle in a big old. I mean, it's ridiculous. He would always burrow way down into substrate, and then he'd run around like crazy. Like it was like trying to get a wet spaghetti noodle from going down the drain. Like you're just trying to like, yeah.
I actually have okay, so I have 14 of I have 15 ball pythons, right? 14 of them are on paper. There's only one that's on substrate. And it's because my wife favors him a lot, so he gets pretty much everything he wants.
I see more than probably half the people I see though keep them on newspaper and stuff. Like I don't there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't actually use newspaper.
I've seen use like a construction paper almost, like a packing paper almost.
Yeah. It works great, dude. I don't have problems with shed. It keeps humidity. It keeps heat. Like,
yeah, see, like my dragon tanks, I use that tile or the laminate flooring tile, but some of my guys, I use that like just a rubber like cabinet liner because it gives them good grip and it's still easy to clean.
Because what bearded dragon is, they're not so concerned about like humidity and stuff like that, are they?
No, I mean, they need your humidity like between 20 and 40%. Like, that's one thing I struggle with because I have like the geckos and the tropical animals on one side of the room, and I live in North Carolina, so it's naturally humid here. Like, I'm sure it is in Georgia. But my bearded dragons, I struggle to keep their humidity low. It needs to be like 20 or 30%. So some of them have humidifiers above their tanks on the screen, and some of them actually have bags of rice inside little pieces of hose that I change out every now and then that's like hidden in their tanks to soak up moisture. But I have gauges and all, they usually stay around that, but I have to constantly keep an eye on it.
So here's a question for actually Josue's Exotics and yourself, because it depends on you two. We have hit that 2-hour mark, but I am willing, if Josue is willing and you're willing, Dragon, to go another till. I mean, if you guys got to go, that's cool. But usually, I mean, we do start at like 10, 11 his time, so we go till like 1 a.m. If that's cool with both of you, if not, then.
Well, I say we probably need to go end it here because I do got to work on some other stuff because I got to go to work at 9 in the morning, so I probably need to get ready to go to bed in a little while.
Yeah, I was about to say I've got some animals I have to feed for their lights go off here soon.
All right.
So
Well,
it probably would be a good time to meet. But I'm so ready to come back, man. You guys, the next I'm off Sundays and Mondays and Thursday evenings, and the next time you guys have an open slot or a cancellation, I'm down. I'm ready.
For sure,
Right.
man. Just come hang out with us. Come watch the live
Yeah.
stream every once in a while. You know, just
Yeah, I
let us
will.
know how you're doing.
Next
You know, that's the
next
main
time
thing.
next time I'm gonna plan to do some feeding on the live stream, because a lot of people that have never seen like a chameleon eat, whip that tongue out, like, I think that'll be cool to show people. And the tegu and the monitor, like, when I drop 15 or 20 crickets in their tanks, it is a blast to watch those dudes go after them. It is like it's gone in 60 seconds, and it is so fun to watch. So yeah, we'll definitely. I can't wait for next time.
Well, hell yeah. We appreciate you guys stopping by for sure. And all the guys in the chat, appreciate you guys watching. And I've enjoyed the show. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you guys leave comments after the video is over with. If you guys replay the video and all that good stuff. But I'm host Sway. I'll let BPL say anything if you got anything to say.
So yeah, he's the E. He's the exotics. I'm the P. So that makes the P and E. Pythons and exotics. And also, once again, we had a badass special guest tonight, Dragon Whisperer. Badass guest, dude. Cannot wait to have you
guys so
again.
much.
And
thank you guys so much.
Hell yeah. Cannot wait to have you back on, and everyone else that's been a guest. Like, everyone's been kick ass. And until next time, you guys all stay fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. We'll holler at you next time. Come tune in tomorrow.